Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so if you're like me, you're very happy the NBA is back. I watched so many segments of basketball games yesterday, and I say segments because I was going back and forth between just about every game that was played, literally all of them. That's the first time I've done that, maybe ever. Um, I think I'm more into the NBA this year because there's probably more young players with more prominent roles, and y'all know how I feel about young players. If you follow me, I'm really into seeing young players develop and guys come out the gate and produce from the jump. I'm a believer in less mileage, as you guys know, rather than just a need for guys knowing what the hell they're doing. Because even the guys who know what they're doing still make some of the same mistakes that guys who don't make at times. So it's I don't know. I'm also a strong believer in evolution and just things getting better over time, people getting more advanced over time. So I always think the next generation is better than the last generation um, as a whole. Now, greatness kind of bleeds through all that. But, as far as like average players, I think the ceiling and the floor, rather, for average players just continues to raise the more and more we get uh, to evolve the game as we do. The more we see it evolve, the better the players get from player to player. So, with that being said, I think this year's draft class is probably out the gate one of the more prominent ones of all time. If I'm being honest with you, you just see more and more rookies with big roles, more and more rookies in the starting lineup, even rookies that didn't get drafted. You find in the starting lineup in some of these games that we've seen in the start this season. So it's my kind of NBA season. This is my kind of season. Last year we had a little bit of a down year as it pertains to young players and stuff like that. It wasn't that great of a class. This year is the opposite, so I'm more interested. I just wanted to kind of talk about just what I saw. And like I said, I only saw but so much, so don't consider me an expert on any of this. But the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks, I glanced very little at that, to be honest with you, just to go through the games that we saw last night. But what I can say is that the New York Knicks, Josh Hart starting the season with an injury is concerning to me. Um, it's concerning because he's been dealing with a knee for years now, and they've run him into the ground for years and years and years and years. Um, and I just wonder if the Thibodeau era didn't take some years off of Josh Hart's career specifically. That's the first thing that comes to mind. He wasn't out there start the season. He's been ailing for years with this knee. So I think that could continue to be a thing. Um, Cleveland Cavaliers were missing several guys, but Donovan Mitchell still came out and played great. I love the fact that Tyson is going to start getting some minutes. I really liked him from last year's draft. So to see that he got a prominent role in this opening night game is big. Jalen Tyson, I like that player. I think he's going to be a problem for years to come. Larry Nance back with the Cleveland Cavaliers, pretty interesting to me. I like that I saw his three-point shot fall. He looks like he's been really working on it. Lonzo Ball's over there. They got a lot of Lakers stuff going on with that team. Thomas Bryant's over there now, so that's interesting. They lost the first game in New York. OG Anunoby played great, really great actually. This could be a career year for him if he keeps that up. Karl Towns, it was rumored that he wasn't going to play. He was having something going on. He wasn't feeling all that great, but he did play. He played pretty well, it seems, through the stats. And JB is back, not very efficient, 1 of 9 for 3, but got made up for it at the line as usual. That's just my take on the Knicks game. I didn't watch too much of that, so I would not want to comment too much further. It wasn't one of the games that I was really super interested in. The Nets and the Hornets, I did watch some of that. In fact, I watched more of that than I did the Knicks and the Cavs. That shows you who I am. Yegor Dimon is not Dimon. You say it differently, I guess. Through the draft process, they were saying his name was Dimon. Then now I'm hearing it was Diomen, so I'm going to have to hear it a few more times before I'm certain how to say it. But the Nets, the thing about the Nets, man, and I hated their draft because I just thought they took a bunch of the same player over and over again. None of them can shoot. I didn't think it really fit this and that. But just when you zoom out, I think the potential for them to be pretty entertaining, albeit probably the worst team in the league, is there. Because Yegor is a fantastic facilitator. Saraf is a fantastic facilitator. Nolan Traore has been pretty good in the preseason, even though he didn't really get a lot of minutes. It looks like he might be the guy that loses out on opportunities, which is a shame because he may be better than some of the other guys, but so many people can play. I think the Nets are somewhat intriguing. I don't think they drafted those guys. They drafted for the and I'm going to say this with respect, for the right reasons. I don't think so. I think there was a lot of politics involved with the names they chose. But overall, I still think the idea that they could have a very cohesive, well-oiled machine in a couple of years is possible. When you consider all of these facilitators that they picked up, now they just got to find the scorer or the easy bucket getter that can make it all pop. Michael Porter Jr., I feel for him because he's been playing with Jokic his entire career. He's not used to all this losing that's about to be going on. It's going to be hard on him to deal with some of the basketball that's going to be played in Brooklyn. And his contract is pretty, from what I understand, is pretty long, though I haven't looked at it right now. I still think that he's in a spot where he's going to get showcased, but he's going to play some of the most difficult to play in basketball that he's ever played in his life. It's going to be hard, and with his back injury history, I just wonder if he's not going to have too much on his plate in this role. So for him, I hope he can get out of there rather soon, like right now. Get him out of there. He needs to be in a winning situation, and most importantly, he doesn't need to be taking on the type of punishment that he's likely going to be taking on playing for a team that doesn't really have anybody but him on it. Cam Thomas got to the line but missed a lot of shots. Looks like he's doing his best Jalen Brunson impression. 11 of 13 from the free throw line, but 2 of 9 from the field. Deron Sharp had 14 points on a very nice shooting night, 6 of 7 there. So, yeah, man, I think that overall the Hornets mollywopped the Brooklyn Nets, so I should be talking about the Hornets. They had 9 players in double figures, and that's not surprising to me because I told y'all they got some real talent now. Y'all going to have to take the Hornets very seriously. I know people ain't really quite ready to do this, and I know that their front court situation is a bit suspect, but they got some dogs, man. Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Colin Sexton, Terrence Mann, Con Knipple. These are not losers. They may be on a historically losing franchise, but you officially have some guys in here that you expect to do damage, and they should fit. And I think Kalkbrenner's came to play, man. 5 of 6, double-double, 11 boards, 2 blocks. If they can count on him to rim protect, for which he's obviously very good at if you know who he is, they may have what they need there. DiBiase, all he needed was more opportunities. He looked great in the starting game. 5 of 7 from the field, 9 points, 13 points, 9 rebounds, a steal and a block. He looked pretty good. So if they can just find another person that they can trust, I know they got Plumlee back there who did not play. I don't want him to be my third string center, to be honest with you. But you know they could use one more center. Zion James is another player that's really good. Came out of that Duke program last year. And looked like he was okay with his minutes. Tijon Salone, high-level draft pick last year. Shooter, he shot well, 10 points, 4 rebounds on 2 or 3 from the 3. I thought he shot great. Con Knipple did all those things I thought he would do. 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from the 3. You know, they just got some real shooters now. Brandon Miller had a cold shooting night, and they still won by 19 points. 2 of 9 from the 3 for Brandon Miller. He still walked away with 25.7 rebounds. 7 assists, no rebounds, which is crazy. But they got productive players up and down the roster. And if they have a healthy season, I do expect for them to win more than 35 games, which is phenomenal for where they've been. Now, does that put them in the playoffs? No, I'm not quite ready to say they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think so. But this is year 1 of them being a serious club, so long as health permits. You know, LaMelo, of course, is still there. 20 points, 8 assists there. 7 of 15 from the field. He had a 50% three-point shooting night, 4 of 8. I like what I saw from LaMelo. 34 minutes of play. It's a really balanced team. And albeit they were going up against the Brooklyn Nets, with whom I think will likely be the worst team in basketball this season. But still, just considering that the Hornets came out and scored 136 points, you got to give them credit, man. I want to see them against some good teams, but they have dogs up and down the roster. They got serious players up and down the roster. They got shooters up and down the roster. They got plenty of ball handlers. They got plenty of dogs. I don't see any reason why they can't blow the expectations out of the water. I see no reason why they won't. So that's what I say about the Charlotte Hornets. We'll see what happens with them. But I believe what they have is significantly different than anything they've had with the Hornets probably in a very, very long time. Next game was Magic Heat. I did watch some of that. Of course, this is a debut for Desmond Bane, who had a pretty good game. 23 points, 2 blocks, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds, 3 of 6 from the 3. So he had a pretty good debut. Franz Wagner shot well, had a Kobe, 24 points, 2 steals there. Bancho Banchero, same thing, 24 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 11 boards there. Jalen Suggs shot very well, 6 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Tristan Da Silva shot well. It looks like it's going to be a nice season for him. 3 of 5 from the 3, 5 of 8 from the field, so that's really good, 16 points there. Goga looked good, 8 and 8, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. That's damn good. Anthony Black, he needs a bigger role. 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 7 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. I really think he needs a bigger role. I legitimately think he's one of the best perimeter defensive players that no one knows about. And he's massive, and he's a playmaker. And his three-point shot has been falling here and there. I'm sure he can improve from here. He's a plus 13, best player on the bench with that. I think Anthony Black is a lot better than what Orlando's asking him to be, and I would love for the Lakers to acquire him because he's exactly what we need. So we'll put that out there. He's exactly what we need. Now, if I'm Orlando, I'm not giving him to anybody, so you can get that out of my head there. But between me and you, for the perimeter defensive issues we have and the size guard issues that we have, Anthony Black is exactly who I need. And I know I told everybody yesterday, please don't get us a non-shooter, but he will be the exception in regards to what it is I'm talking about. If we could grab Anthony Black right now before his value shoots up, I'm pretty damn certain we'll be extremely pleased we did that. Extremely pleased we did that. So I just want to put that out there for all the Laker fans. Noah Penda did not play. Jet Howard did not play. Richardson did not play. I'm sure they will get their opportunities. Hopefully they will, because those guys, all 3 of them, are way too potentially productive to be way behind the bench on the Orlando Magic. And I know they got guys like Tyus Jones and Jalen Suggs, of course, who are going to get their minutes, who are also due to get minutes. So what all this tells me is that the Orlando Magic are a little bit deeper than maybe we anticipated, and we should take them a little more seriously than maybe we are intending to. This is an extremely talented basketball team. That's what I'm looking at here. The 3 guys that didn't play are all very good, all of them. And Anthony Black barely getting minutes. Well, he did have 23. I'm tripping. Jonathan Isaac barely played. He'll have his opportunities, I'm sure. They should probably move on from Jonathan Isaac low-key. He is such an injury risk, man. He is really an injury risk. That is one of the more injury-prone players and fantastic defensive guys. But just like I say about a lot of defensive guys who do dirty work, they are high injury risk. Their bodies are not often sturdy enough to withstand their play style, especially over the course of several years. I think Orlando should probably cash out before the next injury hits, because he is needed in certain places, to say the least. So, yeah, that's what I think. As far as the Heat are concerned, Khalil Ware, 14 minutes. I want him to have a bigger role than that. I'm sure he'll have plenty of opportunities. 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. He's due for a breakout, but it was an underwhelming start to the season for him because of the minutes. If he had the right minutes, the numbers would look right. Jaime Hawkins shot very well, 6 of 7 from the field. Fontecchio also 6 of 9 from the field. Love those players. Jovic, 9 points. Andrew Wiggins, 18 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. Bam shot poorly, 1 of 5 from 3, 4 of 13 from the field, 15 points, 12 rebounds there. Norman Powell had a big game, 9 of 19 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 28 points, 4 assists, and 9 rebounds for Norm. I thought he looked really good in the highlights. Davion Mitchell was fantastic as well, 12 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Man, 7 of 15 from the field, 2 of 6 from the 3. But Davion Mitchell off night, I'm telling y'all, it's another player. That's another one that I think he was always due for a bigger role than what he was given. He came into a bad situation in Sacramento with a bunch of players in the same position. He always was supposed to be groomed to be better than what he's been shown to be. And I think the opportunity with him getting 35 minutes is great. I would love to see it. The Miami Heat, they have a player that I absolutely love from this year's draft, and I don't know if they're going to use him very much in his rookie season. His stock dropped tremendously, but I think the world of this player, and I don't see his name as of yet. Kasparas Jakushonis. Kasparas Jakushonis, 19-year-old point guard. He is one of the more entertaining, flashy players you're going to find out there, and he's going to make other people better. The minutes that he got in the preseason were good. They got to find a way to get him involved, or they're not going to get the most out of their team, because he is one of their most talented players. With Terry Rozier, obviously with the circumstances going on this morning, getting arrested and all of that, I don't see a world where Kasparas Jakushonis can't take whatever minutes they were going to give to Terry Rozier, especially while Tyler Hero's out. So we'll see. You know, I have all the faith in the world in their coaching staff, obviously. So it's not about questioning him. It's just a matter of understanding how much good talent is on this Heat team this year. They have a lot, and bringing in Jaco Jonas is going to make everybody better if they use him. Everybody better. So look out for Kasparis Jaco Jonas. I don't know how soon he'll get his opportunities, but as soon as people are able to see him, they'll realize he's an entertainer as well as a facilitator that makes a lot of people better. So super fan of him. Can't wait to see him get his opportunities. So that's as much as I wanted to say about the Heat there. I'll keep going. The Raptors and the Hawks. That was a shocking game for me. I didn't watch as much of that to see what was actually happening, but just throughout the course of the score as it was going, I didn't expect Toronto to come out and blast the Atlanta Hawks, of whom I think could be a contender this year. They blasted them boys. And this is another team that's pretty damn deep. They've been picking up players here and there. Grady Dick, Jamal Shead, Agbaji, Mogbo, Mamu Kalashvili. All of these guys are really good off of their bench, man. I like all of those players. And they can play some defense. They work with one another very well. Emmanuel Quickly's healthy. How long will he stay that way? That's another guy I'd probably want to move on from, but probably can't because his contract's a little rich. I like Quickly, the player, in a nutshell, but I can't trust him to stay healthy. 13 points, 8 assists. He missed all 7 of his threes. Not the greatest game for him, but his team still won. Grady had 21 off of the bench, 6 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He found fantasy relevance low-key last year. He was a very underrated basketball player. He's going to be very good, man. Plus 18, Grady's going to be good. I just want people to know. I see all-star upside with him, especially in the Eastern Conference. I don't know if he can reach that playing behind the likes of Barrett and Quickly, but Grady is multi-positional, so I'd like to see him get the 30 minutes a night that ultimately a starter should get. I have a feeling he's going to step into being a very, very lethal scorer very soon if he gets those opportunities. So this is a dangerous Toronto team. I don't expect them to be a contender, but in the Eastern Conference, they're going to fall and shake out. You know, just like Charlotte, I think they could be a team that could be very serious. Brandon Ingram's healthy for how long? 16 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 9 rebounds. 7 of 16 from the field. Y'all know I'm a B.I. fan. I'm a Laker fan. We drafted B.I. That's our kid. But his health, I wouldn't want him and Quickly on the same team because I don't know how long they're going to actually be around to play. And so if they just signed B.I., I have no thoughts of them moving on from the contract. And he definitely is a talented player for certain. There's no question about that. I just don't trust him to stay healthy just like Quickly. Both of those guys I would love to have on my team if you could promise me they could play 70 games. You can't do that. And so that's the problem. RJ Barrett is really, really good, man. He's been really good for many years. 9 of 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 25 points, 2 steals, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Problem with RJ from my perspective, and this is from afar, is that he's not extremely consistent. He'll have, and the problem with him is his inconsistencies come in waves. And then there's injury issues as well. So it's like he'll play like an all-star for 2 months, and then he'll be out for a month, and then he'll play not so great for the rest of the season after that. That's kind of how the flows goes with RJ Barrett. If he can put it together, I'm sure he'll be an all-star. He's an underrated facilitator for certain. He can definitely get assists off and make people better. I really like him in most offensive situations all over the league. I don't think there are too many places he doesn't fit, except for where he initially was, which was New York, ironically enough. But he looks great at home in Toronto. And when he shoots like this, he's pretty damn impossible to beat. And so that's pretty much that. Scotty looked fantastic as well. 9 of 14 from the field, 22 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Scotty's the truth. He's been the truth. I love Scotty Barnes. I think he's going to continue to be a fantastic player. And that's where it is for me. Jakob Poeltl, 7 of 8 from the field, 14 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. So to me, just looking at the stats, the Toronto Raptors didn't miss. They shot 56% from the field. They did not miss. They didn't shoot well from the 3, though, but neither did the Hawks, and so that's where that ends. And as far as the Hawks are concerned, I really like the Hawks, but I think they came out flat on their home floor, and it really took away a lot. Dyson Daniels, the role that he has on offense, 4 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. That's not the Dyson Daniels we know. 3 turnovers, that ain't Dyson Daniels. Trae Young, once again, you're seeing this crap all over the league. 5 of 14 from the field, 1 of 7 from the 3, 11 of 13 from the free throw line. I'm getting sick of this because it's been consistent for 2 years. You see this crap, and then you hear what's going on with the betting, and you see this crap, and you're like, How come I keep seeing these big name guys, guards specifically, shooting absolutely poorly, but getting to the line a million times? 11 to 13 from the free throw line. It's very consistent, NBA. Don't think people ain't paying attention to this stuff. Jalen Johnson's fantastic. Love his game. If he can stay healthy, once again, he's one of those guys that you love a lot, but he's made of glass. 22 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. He's literally one of the most talented small forwards in basketball, easily. Problem is, you can't expect him to play more than 45 games. You just can't. And that's the problem with Jalen. I think he's all world, but for only half the season. Hopefully that changes, because he's gonna rack up all-star appearances in the Eastern Conference with ease if he can just make it to February, literally. So there, Zachary Vichace, 16 points, 2 rebounds. I love Zach. Y'all know that. One of the best off-ball scorers you're gonna find, and it seems like he's fit in pretty well with this team. His athleticism and his defense is underrated as well. I think Zach's gonna be just fine, man. I really do like him a lot. Kristaps Porzingis, he looked good. 20 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, 7 to 12 from the field, but 4 of 7 from the 3, and hit all of 6 of his free throws. Kristaps is going to change life for Atlanta if he can stay healthy, which is not a great bet at all. Onyeka Okongwu, definitely like that player. Another underrated player in this league. 8 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. That's great shooting. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. I have him on a lot of fantasy teams. I just think that he's been extremely consistent and productive for a couple of years now, and I just think he's in a pretty good spot too. He makes up a pretty good front court. And then you got guys like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Keaton Wallace, I believe it's Keaton, Kayshawn's brother, who had some fantastic stuff go on last year in the preseason, if I'm not mistaken. He did some legendary stuff. Luke Kennard is now there, Muhammad Gay as well. They made up a pretty solid bench, and I love the idea of their perimeter defense when you talk about Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Dyson Daniels, Risa Shea. They just have fantastic defensive potential. It didn't show against Toronto, but throughout the course of the season, it's going to work out. Now, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I said this when he was with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I'm going to say it now. He's a bricklayer, man. 2 of 15 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. They're going to have to get used to that. That was my issue with him. That's why I didn't love his contract, because he really does brick a lot of shots, man. And he will shoot them, and he will miss them. Rarely throughout the course of the playoffs did he have a good shooting night. It was rare. And so that's something that Atlanta's just going to have to deal with. You love him on the defensive end, but offensively, he's hit or miss, mostly miss. And I don't think people say that enough, but it's true. So, yeah, that's as much as I want to say about that game. Let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep it pushing. What else was there to see in opening night in the NBA? The Sixers and the Celtics. Boy, oh boy, I feel like a genius, because I put VJ Edgecombe on about 90% of my fantasy teams. He's on damn near every single fantasy team I have. I knew better. I've seen video game players like this, and when you can fill in the areas that he does on the assist category and the rebounding category, and he moves just different than everybody else because he's just genetically different. He's extremely explosive. I look at the 76ers, and I realize that they don't really have that on their roster outside of him. You just saw the opportunity there. You see the opportunity for him to fit in and carry the team, especially with the absence of Paul George and taking no shots away from him. It's going to be Maxey and him going crazy, and that's exactly what you saw. And they beat a Celtics team that, of course, doesn't have Jason Tatum. So 40 points for Maxey, 34 points for VJ. Only player to ever come out and hit 5 threes in their debut. He had 42 minutes. I hope the coach continues to do this. Continue to feature those two guys, and they're going to take you where you want to go. And the thing about it is they become an extremely dangerous team when you allow those two to do the heavy lifting, because now McCain comes back in a couple of weeks. I'm guessing he'll be back, soon. Joel can work his way back into shape slowly but surely without wins and losses being contingent on whether or not he's playing well. And Paul George can just pick his spots when he comes back. He can be washed as he's ever been, still hit a big shot to help the team win. And if he's playing well, then they become damn near impossible to beat. I think the 76ers, if they can find health, this is a team that can potentially win the East. And although I don't love their coaching situation, I hate some of the players they have on their team because I think they believe in washed guys. Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry, Andre Drummond. Dudes washed as hell. Move on from them, bring in somebody else. But if they do the right things, just shave off some of this nonsense around the margins, this could be a good team. Dominic Barlow, another rookie. This is who I was talking about, who didn't get drafted but is a starter. He looked great. 4 of 8 from the field, 13 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. He had a block. He looked even better on the defensive end than he did on the offensive end to me. That's a wingy guy with some size that can help on the defensive end. This is a different 76er team, man. And there's no pressure on the people they paid the most to do the heavy lifting. Because they got, besides Tyrese Maxey, who's more than capable and is showing it, 7 of 9 from the 3 for Tyrese Maxey. I mean, if he can stay healthy, he might be an MVP candidate if he keeps this up. All in all, I just think that the 76ers are a sneaky, dangerous team in the Eastern Conference if they can find health. Because Joel Embiid, it doesn't even matter if he plays well. He played awful. 1 of 9 from the field, 20 minutes, 0 of 4 from 3. And they still won. Because they got all-star production out of 2 other guys. This is the type of situation Joel needed the whole time. And Joel gets to work his way back, not playing back-to-backs. This is the best opportunity, and this is going to sound crazy, but this unit is the best opportunity Joel Embiid has ever had to win a championship. Ever. It's the best opportunity he's ever had to win a championship. This is the best opportunity I think Paul George is going to have going forward. Maybe not ever because he's been in some great situations. But to me, this is what Joel needed the whole time. A VJ and a Tyrese. And, of course, a McCain who's coming back as an absolute stud as well. Can't forget about Quentin Grimes, who has the ability to pop off like a madman. I like what the Sixers have. I don't trust the Sixers because I don't trust some of the back-to-bench players that the coach of theirs is prone to use. I don't trust that coach. I don't like him at all. I think they should move on from him. But this unit with VJ, Maxey, now Barlow, they're dangerous. Adam Bona, if their coach would just actually use Bona, I don't think he really likes Bona very much, but he should use him. But I'm telling y'all, Quentin Grimes, Broom, those are players that the Sixer fans should be very excited about. They just need to fire their coach and get the old washed up dudes out of there, send them over to Peacock so they can sit down and talk about the game like they're supposed to be doing. That's what they need to be doing. But now you got guys. You got some athleticism, you got speed, you got defense, you got high level potential from your MVP Joel if he comes back and get in shape and just actually stays healthy somehow. There's a potential in the Eastern Conference. You're not dealing with all these, super teams in the West. Yeah, I would not be surprised if the 76ers overachieve this season. Not at all. So that's what I have to say. They have to overcome their coach. They have to overcome the scrubs the coach love to play. But otherwise, that's a team, man. And I feel great about VJ going forward. Absolutely great about him. And the Celtics, I think the Celtics are a dangerous team as well. They were right there, man. For them to be missing Jason Tatum, they were right there. You know what I mean? They could have very easily won this game. Jaylen Brown is going to have an all-star season, I'd imagine. 9 of 18 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3 there. Peyton Pritchard, 6 of 14, 1 of 7 from the 3. He can shoot a little better for sure. 16 points, 2 steals. I really like Peyton Pritchard, double P. Your reigning, 6th man of the year, I believe he got. Derek White is a stud, as we know, 7 of 20 from the field, 4 of 13. Obviously, he has the green light, 25 points, 4 assists. I got him on more fantasy teams this year as well. I love Josh Minott. I don't know when he's going to break out, but I think it's coming someday. He looked great in the preseason last year for Minnesota. I think the opportunity with Celtics having a down year for him to really step up and be big, I wouldn't be surprised at some point people start understanding what he can do because he can do it. Anthony Simons, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 13 points, 4 rebounds. They have a dangerous team. And any night they can win. With guys like Derek White and Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons, they can win games, man. So that's what I've been telling people. I've been preparing people for the Celtics, raining on people's parade. I don't expect the Celtics to be a contender or nothing like that. I do not expect Jason Tatum to come back. It's too risky for the organization, even if he wants to. I don't think they should do that if they're serious about him and his health. Neemias Queta had a good game, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 7 of 8 from the field. Got to mention that. It's a pretty solid team, man. Chris Boucher's on the squad. Tillman, those are guys are nice bigs. Tillman had a bad shooting night, but those are solid players. Garza, I'm a fan of his as well. Shireman is a good player. Gonzalez, nice rookie. Jordan Walsh needs more opportunities, probably out of Boston since they don't believe him enough to give him a real role. He's better than that. This is a good team. Obviously, I'm a Laker fan, so I hate the Celtics to my heart, but just taking off my Laker glasses, they're not bad for a team that's missing their best player. I expect for them to be a playing tournament team. I really do. I don't expect for them to just let the bottom fall out unless they just want to. So, yeah, that's what I think. The Celtics are probably going to be all right this year, man. All right is the word, especially in a weak Eastern Conference, which is much improved as we clearly see it. So, what else we got to look at here? The Pistons and the Bulls. Look out for Booz Ellis, the breakout for Booz Ellis. That's what it is. That's what this is all about. It's the breakout of Booz Ellis. Detroit lost the game, which is kind of surprising. But Booz Ellis is coming, man. And Vucevic had a really good game, 28 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steals. If he continues to play like that, he's definitely going to raise his trade value. Now, I don't know if they're interested in trading him or not, because I don't think they have much else on the center side of things. But this is a team that should be excited about being a better team. Josh Giddey, 19 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds. Pretty much what I expect from Josh Giddey. 5 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Kevin Huerter shot well. Hopefully he can have a good season since he's been kind of slumping for a little bit. 4 of 11 from the field, 15 points there. Ayo Dosunmu, a nice player, 6 of 14 from the field for 14 points there in this one. Jones, 12 points, 8 assists. He's a nice player too. So they don't suck, man. But for me, when you talk about the Chicago Bulls, it's literally all about Booz Ellis. I would love to see them get Noah Singay some minutes as well, but he's probably a little raw for them to be ready to do that. But yeah, Booz Ellis, 21 points, 3 blocks, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 7 of 12 from the field. Didn't hit a 3, missed all 3 of those. But this is a good player, that Booz Ellis. Y'all got to look out for that dude. He is a problem. And I already know what he's going to be for that Bulls team. He's going to be the face of the Bulls soon enough. So just wait on that. And as far as the Detroit Pistons, I thought they were a little disappointing without really knowing what happened there with them. Cade Cunningham did have a double-double, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, 23 points on 8 of 24 shooting, 1 of 6 from the field. Jalen Duren started off slow in the first half, but picked it up a little bit, 15 points, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 1 assist, and 6 boards there. Duncan Robinson shot poorly, 0 of 5 from the 3. Tobias Harris, 4 of 12 from the field, 10 points, 4 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 steal. Ausar Thompson, one of the most athletic players on the earth, 11 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. If he can be healthy, he can be a monster. There's no question about that. Ausar Thompson, I don't know that he's as good as his brother, but he's not as far from him as people think. And if his 3-ball starts to fall and he can just stay healthy, all the other stuff will come into form because he moves differently. Just like I said about VJ, so to Ausar and Amen. Those guys are different, man. They're different. So that Detroit has one. They are blessed, and they should hold on to him for dear life and pay him whatever he wants. Trust me on that. Ron Holland, loved what I saw there. 19 points, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. Him coming into his own is going to raise the ceiling significantly because he's another tough guy with athleticism and the ability to play both sides of the floor pretty damn well. So Ron Holland is a game changer if they can get him to that starting lineup and really utilize what he does well. Chris LeVert's there now. If he can stay healthy, he can be a helpful piece here and there. Isaiah Stewart had a fantastic game, 20 and 10, 4 blocks and 2 assists. What's up with Beef Stew playing like this? 8 of 14 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. That's not what I expect from Beef Stew. That's one of the best games I've ever seen him play. And a loss, unfortunately, for his team. So that's about as much as I'm going to say about Detroit. I know they're better than what they showed. And if they can get a healthy Ausar out of things, the wins will come rather easily. Cade Cunningham is a monster. We know that. Nothing to say there other than I got him on enough fantasy teams to feel good about him. What else? There's a lot of games last night, man. Gotta keep talking about it. The Pelicans and the Grizzlies. Not enough conversation is being had about Fears. Not enough conversation is being had about Jeremiah Fears. 7 of 10 from the field, 17 points, 2 assists. That kid is a stud. And given the fact that they don't have Murray out there for like another month, he's gonna have an opportunity to make this backcourt something that you have to take him seriously in regards to. Now, granted, they have Jordan Poole, but you can very easily move Jordan Poole too if you want to give Jeremiah Fears more opportunities. Jordan Hawkins getting more minutes is a good thing as well. He's an underrated shooter. Derek Queen did, in fact, make it back in time for the season opener. 5 rebounds, 3 points there for DQ. If they can get the most out of him, that would be fantastic. But to me, he does not look like he's conditioned very well, and I would be very concerned about him getting injured because of it. He just ain't in shape. Homie looked like he stepped off of the couch eating burgers and all that. They're going to have to put him through a regimen, and they're going to have to learn from the mistakes they made with Zion Williamson with him. I'm surprised they, as an organization, would take on DQ, especially given how much he costs and how controversial giving up that pick was in acquiring him. I understand his talent, but it seems like the Pelicans would be the very last team that would actually want to take on that type of risk with a player who clearly doesn't take care of himself. Clearly. Fantastic basketball player, but the boy don't take care of himself, and it shows, and he needs to, or he's not going to work out for him. So I'm rooting for you, DQ. But it's time to start learning how to take care of oneself physically. Sadiq Bey, welcome back. 13 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, fresh off a season-ending injury. He's back healthy. And from what I understand, he got injured against the New Orleans Pelicans back when he played for a different team. Now he come full circle, and he's going to be playing for the Pels. So that's pretty cool there. Jordan Poole in his debut, 17 points, 2 assists. It's the same exact stats as Jeremiah Fears. That's interesting. 6 of 14 from the field, 3 of 7 from the 3 for JP. I'm a believer in JP. I know he has a lot of maturing to have done. I don't know if he's done it or not, but I like him in this situation. Trigger Murphy did not have a great shooting night. 5 of 15, 1 of 6 from the 3, 13 points, 3 assists, 7 boards. But I'm a big fan of Trigger. That's one of my favorite players. Zion looks great with the weight that he's lost. 27 points, 5 steals, 5 assists, and 9 boards. 10 of 21 from the field. No threes attempted. He never does anyway. Very excited about the potential of Zion Williamson having an all-star year this year and helping his Pelican team be very good, man. Yves Messi's down there. Love him as a rookie. He had a fantastic rookie year. Herb Jones is healthy. 17 points, 3 steals, 3 assists, and 9 boards. Herb looked great, but for how long will he stay healthy? That's the question with Herb. You love Herb, but just like everybody else who's a defensive player, can the body hold up the style of play? And the answer has not been yes, unfortunately for him. This is a good Pelicans team. They lost to a Memphis team that everybody expected wouldn't be any good, but they got guys back in terms of their health that we didn't expect to see. Jaren Jackson was able to come back from his preseason injury. Ja Morant was able to come back from his preseason injury. Just weren't really expecting them to be as whole as they were. Ja had a fantastic game. 35 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, 13 to 20 shooting, 2 of 6 from the 3. If he can just put it all together, obviously Ja is a perennial all-star when that happens. Somebody offered me Steph Curry for Ja Morant, and I said no. It was an accident because I thought I was the guy who had Steph Curry, and I thought I was giving Ja Morant away when it was actually them offering me Steph Curry. Kind of regret that, but there's also a part of me that thinks this is probably a good year to hold on to Ja Morant as well. Maybe not over Steph Curry, but I'm not mad to have Ja Morant this year. I think the idea that he can raise up to a higher level this year, especially with so much riding on him, with the team not being as talented this season, I think the potential of him overachieving based on the expectations is pretty damn high. So I'm rolling with Ja Morant. I would have definitely traded him for Steph Curry. It was an accident. But I didn't feel all that bad about that accident when I realized what had actually happened there. So, yeah. Shout out to Ja Morant. Hopefully he can have a good year. Cedric Coward, 5 of 5 from the field. I think he's one of the more unsung, well, not unsung heroes, but best kept secrets from this year's draft. He did have a lot of hype going into the draft to a degree, but then he went to like a underwhelming location. That's really what it came down to. If he would have went to the Knicks or something like that, you would be hearing about Cedric Coward much more. But since he ended up with the with the Memphis Grizzlies, you ain't hearing about him, but he did have a fantastic debut, led the entire team with a plus 24, 2 steals, 14 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. I'm a big fan of what Cedric can do, and I'm a firm believer that he's going to be able to take advantage of opportunities there. Behind Caldwell Pope, he should be able to get minutes. Omax Prosper looked really good. I think Dallas gave up on him a little too soon. 10 points, 5 rebounds. I do not think Dallas should have gave up on Omax. Not based on what I know of him when he was drafted and the potential he has from here. I think he's going to have a fantastic role and makes up a pretty good defensive unit there. G.G. Jackson did not play, but I know he's going to be a stud, still extremely young, pure scorer. He's going to be a stud. P.J. Hall, nice role playing power forward, also did not play. Cam Spencer's there. Didn't he play with the Warriors just 5 minutes ago? Or does he have a brother? Cam Spencer. I thought he was with the Warriors just like 2 days ago. When we played against the Warriors. Wasn't he down there? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, he was out there for the Memphis Grizzlies, 7 points, 2 assists. Santi Aldama had a breakout last year, 2 blocks, 5 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. He has moments where he really shoots well throughout the course of the season and he falls back off. I would sell high on Santi Aldama. Next time he has one of them long streaks where he's really shooting, like going off with like all-star numbers, you trade him. You trade him right then and there. They should have traded him last time he did it because it's not who he is. But he does have those moments where he pops for like a moment and he plateaus. So, yeah, I would look for that and then I would move him as soon as it happens. That's exactly what I would do. And Jock Landale has entirely too big of a role on this Memphis Grizzlies team. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 25 minutes to play. They have got to get them some centers that can put in front of him or move G.G. Jackson into the lineup or something. It was too much Jock Landale down there for me. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be a hater, but they were just featuring him entirely too much. And Jalen Wells is fantastic, man. 4 of 8 from the 3, 14 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. Glad he came back well from the wrist break injury that he had at the end of the season. He had a really good rookie season. I expect a lot from him for the Memphis Grizzlies. So once they start slipping Coward into the starting lineup a little more, you start seeing Jalen Wells, Coward, Morant. This is a nice young team. Jaren Jackson, they would benefit greatly from tanking and getting like the first overall pick. That would change life for them. But you just like what they have, the G.G. Jackson piece. I like some of that stuff. Javon Small's a rookie they got. I'm not familiar too much with him, but maybe he's good. Who knows? That kind of thing. I think the Memphis Grizzlies could have a down year, and they would benefit greatly from getting a top 3 pick this season. They did win this game. I don't expect for them to have too much success in the Western Conference. I don't. But this could be a good year for John Morant if he stays healthy. Jaren Jackson is Jaren Jackson, got paid trillions of dollars, and that's another reason why they definitely need a rookie contract that's very productive. So that's about as much as I'm going to say about Memphis. Let's move on. This video is going longer than I thought. I'm definitely not going to do this every night. I just wanted to do the opening night games. This is something you're not going to see me do very often. Grizzlies, we done with that. Wizards, Bucks. Bucks came out. Giannis looked like an MVP candidate. Nobody should be surprised by that. The Wizards did not look great. They're a young team. Nobody should be too surprised by that. C.J. McCollum made his debut. 4-14 from the field, over 6 from 3. I hate CJ's game. Y'all know that. I hate his game. I like CJ the guy. I like CJ the podcaster. I hate his game. He is so selfish. It just is what it is, man. I don't like watching him play. Alex Sarr, 5 of 10 from the field, had a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Keyshawn George, underrated rookie from last year. He is really good. Keyshawn George is good, man. 7 of 15 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 21 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, 9 rebounds. That's a good player. Chris Middleton against his old club. First game back to Milwaukee, 23 points, 3 assists, 6 boards on 9 of 14 shooting, 3 of 5 from the field. That's good shooting there for him. Bub Carrington, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Also shot well, 11 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 5 boards. How did my guy Whitmore do? 14 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. He's going to be a problem for them. Trust me, he's going to be a problem. Tyler Johnson. Is it Tyler? Is that his name? Trey Johnson. He had a good game. Another one of those guys that had a lot of hype coming out of the draft, but ultimately did not land somewhere that was really hype-ish. But I love his game too. 16 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 assists, and 5 boards. That is a pure shot maker, man. Pure shot maker. And if he's gonna earn his way into that starting lineup ahead of a guy or two, count on it, because he's already probably the most talented scorer on the team. Sorry, CJ. It is what it is. Sorry, Chris Middleton. I think that guy might have a greater ceiling than you guys have been able to reach in your careers. I'm just being honest. Trey Johnson is a tyrant of a scorer and needs opportunities. AJ Johnson is as well, even though he didn't get any minutes. I know who he is. The Bucks should have kept him. They didn't. They drafted him, and I know what he can do. He's a problem. He's going to continue to be one. So they got to give him minutes as well. So, yeah, Corey Kispert had a pretty good shooting night, 4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, not bad. And Marvin Bagley, 15 minutes, got 3 boards and an assist. That's about as much of that I want to talk about. They do have a nice young club. They have got to figure out how to get the old guys out of the starting lineup and continue to develop these young guys. There's no reason to have CJ on the team, yo. No offense. Because I think CJ can help a team here and there depending on what they need. But I don't need him in the midst of all these young players that need to be scoring. AJ Johnson, Trey Johnson, Cam Whitmore, they need all those minutes. Corey Kispert, they need all those CJ minutes. Get him the hell out of there, man. Stop stumping these kids' growth. So that's what I got to say about the Wizards. Let's see. Giannis, like I said, 37 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 16 of 26 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. Ho-hum, same old Giannis. Same old Giannis. He's a Giannis Antetokounmpo. Hopefully he can find his way out of Milwaukee for the first time in his career, because that place is shot to hell. I'm just being honest. Miles Turner, 11 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, 4 of 12 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. Not a bad night for Miles Turner. Gary Trent had 17 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Kevin Porter, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 10 points, 2 assists. He's really found a home there. He looks pretty good there, man. AJ Green, fantastic shooter, 3 of 5 from the 3, 4 of 6 from the field. Tayshaun Prince also shot very well, 3 of 4 from the 3, 4 of 5 from the field. Bobby Portis had a cold night. Is he washed? 1 of 6, 2 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Is he washed? We're going to keep an eye open for washed vibes from Bobby P. I like Bobby P, y'all know that, but we're starting to get there. Kyle Kuzma, 5 of 10 from the field, 12 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. For Kyle, I heard his name. The NBA wants to investigate him for gambling. I hope that doesn't turn out to be nothing. Kuz, please tell me you didn't get involved in anything, Kuz. Cole Anthony, I love his game. 4 or 5 from the field, 9 points, 5 assists, 1 block for Cole Anthony. Hopefully he can have a bigger role with this squad here than he had in Orlando. Ryan Rollins, 2 of 9 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 9 points, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 3 assists and 4 boards for Ryan Rollins. Not a good shooting night, but he helped out in other areas. You like him on the defensive end for sure. So that's really as much as I'm going to say about this particular game. I'm not excited about the Bucks. I do like a few players on their team, but I don't like anything that their organization has been doing over the last 2 years as it pertains to trying to build around Giannis. I think they've taken chances that have hurt their future, and I think people need to get the hell out of there if they want to have a chance to win. I really believe that. So, moving on, the Clippers got their ass whooped by the Utah Jazz. Nothing makes me happier as a Laker fan at all. Nothing at all makes me happier than that. Just to see them lose and continue to go through the struggles they're going through off the court, it is beautiful. I hope they never win another game again as a Laker fan. So I'll start with the Utah Jazz. With that being said, Bryce Sensabaugh is going to have a breakout. Y'all better look out for him. 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 7 from the 3. He is going to break out. He's a real shooter, real scorer, and he has an opportunity. Ace Bailey wasn't feeling well, so we give him a pass. He only had 20 minutes, 1 of 5 from the field. I'm pretty sure he's going to have big games. He's sick, so it was already understood going into this one that he wasn't going to have a big role, but he's expected to start for this team, and I'm super excited about him. Willie Clayton, excellent start to his career. 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 10 points, 2 steals, 5 of 6 boards. He is a really nice player, man. Clayton is a nice player. I didn't do homework on him, Walter Clayton. But everything I've seen from him in the preseason and the start this year, he's going to be a real role player. Josh Hart-like type guy for this team. I really like the trajectory of what he can be in this league going forward. So all the Walter Clayton, let's just say his name wrong, Walter Clayton Jr. truthers out there, you've made me a believer. He passes the eye test for certain. Lauri Markkanen is continuing to play great. He did in Eurobasket as well. 20 points, 5 assists, 6 boards, 8 of 13 shooting, 4 of 7 from the 3. He's just playing out of his mind right now. Filipowski, 4 of 10 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 9 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 block. Love Filipowski. I think he can shoot better than this, but he's the truth. He showed that last year. I expect great things out of him. Walker Kessler had a damn near perfect game. 7 of 7 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 2 points, 4 blocks, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 9 rebounds for Walker Kessler. Big numbers, man. We would love to have him here in L.A. If Danny Ainge would come up off of that price, we can make something happen. Keyshawn George also had a good start to his season, although he shot poorly. 1 of 7 from the 3, 6 of 12 from the field. The thing I'm looking for him is the turnovers, because he's historically horrible with turning the ball over. Very talented player, but he can't keep it in his possession. He had 3 of them tonight, or last night rather. Hopefully he can keep his turnovers down so he can earn those minutes. 16 points, 9 assists, and 2 steals. I like Keontae George, but I just wonder if he's going to make it as a point guard with guys like Clayton behind him, who probably going to take care of the basketball a little more. So yeah, Nurkic, 4 of 9 from the field, over 3 from 3, 8 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 5 boards. Probably should get off this team, honestly. He's an older guy. He should be in a winning situation. There are teams that need centers. He should probably be there. As I said, Bryce Sensabaugh, 20 points, 4 rebounds. I'm just a huge believer in Bryce. 3 of 7 from the 3, 7 of 13 from the field. Huge believer. I think he's an all-star level scorer. I really do. And Taylor Hendricks, healthy. Very happy Taylor Hendricks is healthy. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. 4 or 6 from the field, 2 or 3 from 3. Super excited about Taylor Hendricks' career. I liked him out of the draft, 2 years ago, whatever it was. This is a good player who can help you on both sides of the floor, and I'm excited about his future. Super excited, actually. And the loser Clippers, what do you losers do? Kawhi Leonard had 10 points, 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 assists, and 4 boards. That is terrible numbers for Kawhi Leonard. Derrick Jones Jr., 12 points, 1 block, 1 assist, 1 rebound, 5 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. I wish he played for the other LA team. We need him over here with Luka. You don't need to be playing for the damn Flippers. You need to be over here, Derrick Jones. Find your way to the Lakers, please. Zubats, it always hurts me to see Zubats. He's family here with the Lakers, but we traded him away in an overnight trade at the deadline several years ago and have regretted it every single day since. 19.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 of 13 from the field, but was a minus 21. That just speaks to how bad that team was playing overall. James Harden had a good game, 15 points, 11 assists, 2 rebounds on 5 of 12 from the field, but 2 of 9 from 3. Was not a part of a very solid winning effort, but his numbers look like James Harden numbers. Bradley Beal, 5 points, 1 steal, 1 rebound, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. I'm worried that Bradley Beal is washed, y'all. I know people are excited about him going to Clippers. I'm worried he's washed. He never could play any damn defense. And he's had a lot of injuries and a lot of usage over the years. I just think we might be stepping into year 1 of him being no more. And we'll see how that goes. Nicholas Batum, 1 of 4 from the 3, 3 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 assist, 2 boards. John Collins, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from the 3, 14.7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks for the ex-Jazz against his old squad. Brook Lopez, 5 of 12 from the field, 5 of 11 from the 3 for Big Brook, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. Niederhauser, his debut, it is only bucket, 4 points, 1 rebound. Chris Paul had 4 points, 4 rebounds. Why in the hell is Chris Paul still? Anyway, I'm not even going to finish the sentence. Chris Dunn, 5 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal for Chris Dunn. Did not shoot well, 0 of 3 there. And Cam Christie, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from the 3. 5 points, 1 assist, 2 boards for Max's brother. Kobe Brown, I'd love for him to have a bigger role somewhere else. In fact, I'd love for the Lakers to go get Kobe Brown because he's so much better than the Clippers are playing him for. I know what he can do. He's a real guy. Go get him. Get him out of there. They don't know what the hell they're doing with him. And that's pretty much what I got to say about the flip show, losers, etc. All right, what else? This video is going to be one of the longest videos I've done because we still have 3 other games to cover. And I'm going to do that. So let's get into it. The Spurs and the Mavericks. I don't want to undermine the importance of what it is I'm about to say. It is over for everyone. Wemby is here. I warned you guys 4 years ago about the boogeyman. I told y'all what was coming. He's arrived. The stats don't even tell the story. 40 points, 15 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 15 of 21 from the field, 1 of 2 from the 3, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Those stats are amazing. They don't even begin to tell the story of how dominant he actually was on that basketball floor last night. I watched a good majority of the best of this game until it became clear that the game was over. He stomped Anthony Davis out. And I love Anthony Davis. NBA champion with my Lakers. Number 3 goes up. We love you, Anthony. We do. This is no disrespect to you. It's just what it was. He stomped you out, my friend. 22 points, 13 rebounds for Anthony Davis. I thought he played pretty well, but he was absolutely demoralized by this player. It was ugly, man. And I wasn't surprised because I remember exactly how Anthony Davis approached Wemby when he first saw him. He tried to bully the kid. He tried to dunk all over him. He really made him look foolish. And I was like, man, Wemby's going to come back when he gets big and he's going to do this to you. I said it then, and it's exactly what happened. Fast forward 3 years, another opening night. Actually, I don't remember if that was opening night. But the point is, boy, did he come out and make a supreme statement to Anthony Davis. He let him know. And the message was loud and clear about it. Stephon Castle, 22 points, 2 steals, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. Not surprised that Stephon Castle played great. He is a jack of all trades, a winning piece, a connective piece. He's all these things, and I think a lot of that has gotten lost as they've been adding new, guards and stuff like that. I think people have actually forgotten what Steph Castle actually is. He's an everything man, and he showed that last night. 5 turnovers could be better, but He was tremendous. He was absolutely tremendous. Devin Vassell, 13 points, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 3 boards. I love what his piece can now mean on this team with all the other talented players they have. This guy's usually been in situations where he's been asked to do too much. He's made out of glass. He tends to get hurt. But with this role that he's in, where he can be like the 5th option, this is fantastic for him. So I really like that. Keldon Johnson, same thing, 5 of 6 from the field, 11 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Those guys can finally play some winning basketball and not have everything about losing so that they can get better. They are better as a team, and now those guys get to really pop. So hopefully they can have healthy seasons, because I think this could be really rewarding for them, given the fact that they've been enduring tanking their entire career. So yeah, I'm excited about just what Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell can experience with the Spurs going forward. Daniel Jones Garcia? This is a really good player, by the way. This Garcia kid, they got him in the undrafted market, I think last year or something like that. He's been popping off the screen every time he gets minutes. He's fantastic, and one of the best kept secrets in basketball. But I know who he is, so won't be underrating him. He only had 4 minutes out there, but I just wanted to put his name out there because I know what he can do. So yeah, 5 points and two assists in just 4 minutes. Didn't make an impact in this game, but believe me, when they put him out there, he's a problem. Harrison Ingram, 3 points, same thing. Another very good player that nobody really knows about. Luke Cornett, 1 of 3 from the field, 16 minutes of play, had 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks. That's about what you want from Luke Cornett. Derek Harper. Is it Derek Harper? Right? Dylan Harper, excuse me. Derek was Pops. Shout out to the champ. 7 of 14 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Kind of a quiet night from what you would expect from Dylan. But overall, I thought he really played good ball, man. +5, 15 points. Had the 4 turnovers. The minutes weren't really like spectacular because he does have to play behind other people like Steph Castle, and when Fox gets back, he'll be playing behind him as well, potentially. But I think Dylan Harper is going to be a superstar, with the emphasis on super. I think he has upside that's out of this world, man. I heard someone say that they thought he was the most talented guard since Magic Johnson, which is something I don't agree with necessarily, but I understand why people would look at him and then say crazy things. I can see that. Because the ambidextrous ability, the footwork, the ability to make reads and plays and stuff like that, he has some really special stuff in him, man. Really special stuff. And, yeah, I'm a big fan. I put him on a lot of fantasy teams. I did drop him in one league to pick up VJ. If that's a bad idea, I'll live with it. May not age well, but I just couldn't leave VJ on the waiver wire, and I had nobody else to drop. So that kind of bothered me. But it's something that I felt I was going to do. We'll see if it pays off for me, so fingers crossed. But I am wishing both of those young players a fantastic year, and of course, I have them on a bunch of teams, all of them on a bunch of teams. But if I had to choose between one or the other right now, just based on what I saw, recency bias mainly, it would probably be VJ. But they're both going to be great. They're both going to be fantastic, and I'm excited about both of them. So that's neither here nor there. The point is, San Antonio Spurs dominated this basketball game. Harrison Barnes, 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. And Wembanyama has arrived. That's really what it comes down to. Meanwhile, Dallas, Cooper Flag has heavy feet, man. I can tell you that. I don't think he's as bad as we saw him yesterday. He had 10 points, 10 rebounds, 1 steal, but he didn't look good. Not to me. He didn't look good. Some of his shot selection, he seemed to be rattled. He seemed to be mentally rattled by the moment and by the presence of Wemby and just by the overall circumstances, it seemed. Anthony Davis already said his stats. He had 22 and 13, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 assist, 7 of 22 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. The 2 of 4 from 3 is good because Anthony Davis's 3-point shot tends to be hit or miss. So if he has a good shooting year, it could really help the Dallas Mavericks. P.J. Washington, 7 of 11 from the field, 2 of 3 from the 3, 17 points, 1 assist, and 5 boards. P.J., pretty solid game. Derek Lively, a little quiet, man. 5 fouls, 4 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. So I'm guessing he was in foul trouble most of the game. Klay Thompson is washed. I love Klay Thompson so very much. Slash brother, shout out. Washed as hell, bro. Washed Klay is a real thing. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I would move on from him as soon as he plays well. Pop, trade. That's what it has to be, man. You know, Ryan Nembhard. Is that his name, Ryan? Yes. Very nice player. Very nice player on both sides of the floor, just like his brother Andrew in Indy. I think he's going to have a huge role. 5 assists and 8 points in just 16 minutes for Ryan. Max Christie, Cam's brother. Definitely ex-Lakers. Somebody we didn't ever want to get rid of unless we were getting back Luka the Don. Had 3 or 4 from the 3, and the only 3 he missed was like a heave. So he really had a great shooting night. 9 points, 1 assist for Max Christie. Brandon Williams didn't play very much. Hopefully he gets a bigger role this year because he can really go. D'Angelo Russell, 1 of 6 from the field, 3 assists, 6 points, 2 rebounds. I don't like those type of D'Angelo games, but 15 minutes of play ain't a lot. Najee Marshall did not look as great to me. 3 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. And that concludes what happened. They didn't get enough off of their bench, man. They did not get enough off of their bench for Dallas. And their starters were just getting outplayed by just the boogeyman, the complete and utter boogeyman, Victor Wembanyama, who's, I can officially say this is his NBA. It just is what it is. It's his. All right, let's move on to the next team. We only got 2 left, and this video is now crossed over the hour mark. I thank everybody for rocking with me so far. Kings and the Suns was a close game, one of the more entertaining games last night. Too much Devin Eubanks, way too much Devin Eubanks. Once again, players getting roles that I don't really agree with. And the reason why is because Sabonis is out, but they featured him entirely too much last night, just like the other guy in Memphis. I just saw too much of him. These guys are getting too many minutes, man. They're not that. I'm sorry. Zach LaVine had a fantastic shooting night, 30 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, 13 of 24 from the field. That's good. 2 of 10 from the 3. That's not. Dennis Schroeder, 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 4 for 14 points. It's 2 of 4 from the 3. 14 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and 1 rebound for DS. DeMar DeRozan got into it with Dylan Brooks a little bit, nothing too serious. 12 of 17 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. 29 points, 2 steals, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. He continues to show people that he can be productive. The wash is not available. He's not showing up in the wash category. He's just not there. DeMar DeRozan still has something left. It is what it is. I know people don't want to hear this, but he doesn't suck at all. He doesn't suck at all, man. He's really, really good. Russell Westbrook wearing number 18, which is strange. 2 and 8 from the field, 6 of 6, 6.6 rebounds, and 1 assist for Russell. It looks so strange not seeing him wear 0. Malik Monk, 19 points, 2 assists, and 1 board, 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 4 from the 3. That's the Malik Monk I know. Fantastic Malik Monk. All right, so what did the winners do? How did it go for the Phoenix Suns? Well, Dylan Brooks, 22 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. 9 of 24 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3. Dylan Brooks continues to break a lot of shots. 1 of 8, 9 of 24. I do not need him ever to lead my team in shot attempts. He won the game doing it, so you got to give him his credit. But he had more shot attempts than Devin Booker. That is egregious. Absolutely egregious. Iguodala, 3 of 5 from the field, 7 points, 4 rebounds for the second year forward. He's going to be really good. Ryan Dunn, 4 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 10 points, 3 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, and 9 points. Because you start from the back of the stats when you're talking about a defensive player like that. This points are the least important thing for a guy like Ryan Dunn. Grayson Allen, 18 points, 7 assists, 1 steal, and 5 rebounds. 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 7 from the 3. He looked really good. DB is DB, 10 of 19 from the field, 10 of 15 from the free throw line. He walked away with 31 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, and 4 boards for DB. I also had 6 turnovers. Keep an eye open for taking care of the basketball. You guys like that. Royce O'Neal, 4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3 for 12 points. And Colin Gillespie really shined out there in the minutes given. 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. Not a great shooting night. 7 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 4 assists, and 2 boards. He did look better than the stats tell you, though. And Mike Williams, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, 6 points, 3 of 5 from the field in 24 minutes of play. I love the idea that he has Malawach behind him, and Malawach has him in front of him, that they can play off one another very well and give each other breaks where necessary. Williams looks healthy, Lakers. He didn't pass our doctor thingy, whatever, but he looks like he's going to be very productive for our ops. Take it for what it's worth. We had him. All right. So let's see what happens from here. Oh, yes. The last game on the tab was also very talented, very entertaining game. Minnesota and Portland. Of course, I got an emphasis on Minnesota because we see them tomorrow. Julius Randle, 19 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. Good game for Juju, 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. McDaniels, 6 of 12 from the field, 3 and 4 from 3, 18 points, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 2 assists, and 5 boards. If only he could do that every night. He had the beginning of the season where he was very efficient. certain games in the playoffs, particularly I think it was game 1 against the Lakers. He was extremely efficient in our first round series against them. But at times, he just tends to disappear on the offensive end. We know he's a fantastic defensive player, but he can really sell himself on being a fantastic offensive player too if he just string together more performances like this more consistently. So I really like him. Hopefully he can kind of get it together in that way. Rudy Gobert, 10.6 rebounds, 3 or 4 from the field. Sometimes he's going to score, sometimes he's not. You never know. But his point of emphasis is always rim protection, and so you expect him to continue to do that. Anthony Edwards was a monster, super monster, 14 of 28. That's 50% from the field on 28 shots. 5 of 10 from the 3, 50%. 10 threes. That's different, man. 41 points, 1 block, 1 assist, and 7 boards. I said that I didn't know if he were talented as some of these top 3 guys, Wemby, Jokic, and Luka. I didn't, you know what I mean? I don't know if he'll ever reach that level. But on a game like this, you see where he is on that level. Now, granted, those guys help you in other categories more often. He only walked away with 1 assist. He's not a facilitator like those dudes, and that's what makes them different, I think, with the exception of Wemby, who is the kind of assist guy he can be, but what makes him different is the height and the length and the ability. But the point is, Anthony Edwards, if he's going to reach the level that I have challenged him to reach, it's going to be performances like this in winning situations on the road, just like this, that ultimately get him there. The pressure is not really on because he's still a young player. He's already accomplished enough to where you know what time it is. But is he going to be in that range of player that rivals people like Donovan Mitchell and that tier that's right underneath the super duper stars? Or is he going to reach up into that top 5, top 4 range with the Wembys and the Jokic's and the Lukas? That's the question for me. Because I can always be pleased with, Anthony Edwards, even if he's not able to reach that. If he's in the Jaylen Brown category, you know what I'm saying? Those are still fantastic players. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell, love these guys. They're the truth for real, no question. But there's a tier that they're not on. And I think Anthony Edwards is trying to be in that tier. I think his star power has him potentially becoming that tier. And I have my doubts that he's actually talented enough to be in that tier. But in games like this, he makes me eat those words. And it is what it is. Terrence Shannon, 10 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. Love that young player. He looked good last night. Bones Highland, 2 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds off of the bench in 8 minutes. They got some people to play, but again, this is a coach that doesn't like playing young guys, just like the 76ers coach. Rob Dillingham, Behringer, Miller, Shannon barely gets. Well, he looks like he's going to get the break rotation this year. Hopefully that happens. But he don't like really playing these young guys, man. And they have some young ones that need to play. So I just don't agree. As long as he keeps taking them to the Western Conference Finals, never a good argument for firing a coach. But I think he's just horrible at developing the young guys off of their bench. And it sucks because they really do have good scouts that are bringing them good guys. So that's my thing with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I just hate how he operates their roster every single year. But he always takes them to the Western Conference Finals. So what can I say other than he's successful? Naz Reid, 2 of 4 from the field. 1 from 3, 6 points, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 1 assist, 3 boards. Naz Reid is a cult favorite there in Minnesota. Nobody's unhappy to have him. I think his contract's a little rich for what his role is, but everybody's happy, so who am I to say anything? Mike Conley washed, 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 3 points, 1 steal, 2 rebounds. Move him and play Rob. You traded a whole future first-round pick and another player for Rob Dillingham, and you still got Mike Conley running around. Mike Conley's 176 years old. Get him out of here, man. Go sit down in the booth, bro. No more. I'm tired of these type of players. Go sit down, bro. All right, so let's get into Minnesota. The last team I have to cover in this video, this forever video, Tamari Kamara for the Portland Trail Blazers, 10 points, 5 assists, and 9 rebounds, 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. Definitely excited about Tamari Kamara. Excited about Portland, period. Denny Avdija had a breakout last year. He had already broken out. People knew what he could do. But he really, really played like an all-star last year. 6 of 16 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3. 8 of 10 from the free throw line. Is that another one of those cases? It might be, probably not, but we'll see. 20 points, 1 block, 1 assist, and 7 boards for Denny Denny is a fantastic player. Make no mistake about it. Donovan Clingan hit threes last night. 2 of 4 from the three, 3 of 5 from the field. 8 points, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 assist, and 6 boards. Love Donovan Clingan's game. I think he's going to be a fantastic rim protector, and if he can hit the three, he's going to buy himself a lot of minutes. And he's going to be fighting with Young Hansen for that, even though Young only got 5 minutes, which disappointed me. Hopefully they can up his minutes so I don't have to waive him on my fantasy teams, because I do have him on a few of those, man, hoping that he would get some minutes. Jeremy Grant had a nice shooting night tonight, 10 of 14 from the field, 4 of 7 from the three, 29 points for Jeremy, 1 block, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. He's another one of those guys, when he's playing well, it's time to trade him. He's another one of them guys, man. Although they do have playoff aspirations, so maybe you have more of a need for his timeline than you ever had before. So, it's up to you if you feel that way. But for me, I'm moving Jeremy Grant. As soon as I see him playing great, I'm out. I'm selling high on that dude. Chris Murray, 7 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3 in 19 minutes to play. Hopefully he gets more minutes this year. Blake Wesley looks like he's found a home in Portland. 2 of 5 from the field, 7 points, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. He really popped off the screen yesterday in a real way. Matisse Thybulle, 2 steals, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. 0 of 2 from the field. Yeah, let's see. Shaedon Sharpe, 5 of 20 from the field, 3 of 9 from 3, 15 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. The jury's out on Shaedon Sharpe for me. He's hit or miss. I don't have him on a lot of fantasy teams because of injury issues. He can definitely score. It's definitely fun to watch. Supreme leaper. In fact, he would fit so well next to Luka if we could find a way to get him. But I have my questions about him. I'm just not really sure about Shaedon Sharpe. I should be, as it pertains to the athleticism and the scoring ability, but I don't view him like I view VJ. It's just more questions. I have to see where we're going with that. Jrue Holiday, 5 of 15 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. Not a great shooting night for Jrue. In a losing effort, 14 points, 3 steals, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. Still pretty productive, to say the least, for Jrue Holiday. I'm sure he would love to be elsewhere, but he's going to help this team a lot, especially with them having such fantastic defensive players. When you consider Toumani Camara, Donovan Clingan, himself, Jeremy Grant, Matisse Thybulle, Robert Williams, they got some extremely talented defensive players on this Portland Trailblazer team. Scoot did not play. He has a left hamstring tear. I didn't know that. Duop Rafe didn't play. Return to competition, reconditioning for Robert Williams. That's forever reconditioning. Ryan Rupert didn't play. What's up with Ryan Rupert? They ain't going to give him no minutes? Send him somewhere. He's a wing that is needed elsewhere if you're not going to use him. So that's pretty much the end of my opening day recap. Like I said, I'm never going to do this again. But I did want to go over all those games because I watched so many of them and enjoyed so much of what I saw. To summarize everything, Wemby literally is the summary of everything. Wemby. Victor Wembanyama. That's the summary. And the only person who had better stats than him in the entire NBA was my very own Luka the Don, which shouldn't surprise anyone because Don is Don. And it's their league, man. It's their league. Jokic is 30 years old now. I expect for him to continue to be an MVP candidate for certain. I don't think he's done winning. But the league belongs to those two. Luka and Wemby. It's their league, in my opinion. So that's pretty much what I have to say. Shout out to Giannis. I know you're like looking at me like, what the hell, bro? You're in your 30s, bro. Like I said with Jokic, you're in your 30s. You're still going to be that guy. I'm not saying y'all washed. You're not. I don't believe that. You should be an MVP candidate. I was thinking about something in regards to Giannis. Do I look at him and say you should have accomplished more in your career? And I didn't have an answer for that. It was just a question posed. Do I look at Giannis and say you haven't done enough? Because you've only been to the finals one time in the Easy East. As dominant as you've been. And you have a championship. So a lot of people aren't asking this question because you did win it. But the fact that he's only been to the finals one time in the Easy East, I'm surprised I'm the only person that's put this on camera. Should I have asked more of Giannis up until this point? And should I be asking more of him going forward? Granted, his Milwaukee team has a lot to do with that. Some of the stuff they've done is I don't agree with. All of that, it's probably their fault. But in a nutshell, should I not have expected Giannis to have accomplished more thus far? BDL 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.